how to destroy the auto industry, destroying an entire industry. And this is a Chronicle piece. It really is. This is going to take me back in time. I got to give a little kudos today to Holman Jenkins of Wall Street Journal. I want to talk about his column today. I'm going to go back. I want to go back to the latter stages of the Bush administration. W at the later part of his second term, on his way out the door. We're getting slapped around in Iraq, all sorts of problems, financial issues, housing crisis coming into play. And Nancy Pelosi, and this is just real people. I'm sorry, Republicans, but it was what it was. Nancy Pelosi owned George W. Bush. Okay? I did this the other day. Bush was Pelosi's biatch at the time. I'll never forget when Pelosi got the gavel and George W. Bush gave this speech, kissing her ass. Anyway, neither here nor there. George W. Bush decided that he was going to start bailing out auto companies. Started bailing out auto companies towards the end of his term, all sorts of problems. I remember at the time, again, I was a regular on CNN back in the day. This is before they went full out crazy left wing. I was talking about how the CEOs and how they flew private jet to Washington, D.C. from Detroit. And so bad looking. Oh, my God, this is terrible. And members of Congress and media up in arms over what was going on. And at the time, there I am going on CNN. And even my YouTube channel, you got to go way back in the day. Some of these pieces back then. I'm like, wait a second. I said, we have a government that is forcing car companies to make cars that they're losing money on. The CAFE standard, that's when Al Gore really was starting to kick it into gear, and they kept raising the CAFE standards, and the cars became less and less profitable, and that was part of the problem. It wasn't the only one, but it was one of many. It got worse. It got worse instead of better. These people in Washington, D.C., decided that, hey, we're going to put ridiculous standards on these companies, and we're going to force Americans to buy electric vehicles. Electric vehicles. And away we go. I wrote a piece. It was entitled "The Chevy Illogic." It had to do with the Bolt. The Bolt, and when they originally put the Chevy Bolt out, how expensive that car was. And I forget, there was a car that basically was the same exact car, except maybe $30,000-$40,000 cheaper. And I was saying, well, why would you buy this car? How much money gas you could buy at $3 a gallon or $30,000-$40,000? I mean, it didn't make any sense. It was illogical to buy the car. Remember when Obama got in the car and he got in and he buckled himself in and he drove it 10 feet? Yeah, I remember that. But again, it was at that point in time where many, I want to call them smart. They're smart, a lot of smart people, but in my opinion, criminally smart. Or ethically challenged, intelligent. I don't know how to exactly phrase it. You're very intelligent in the criminal villainous sense of the word, the Bond villain sense of the word. Saw it as an opportunity here. Let's start up green companies and battery companies. There was also other stuff as well, solar windmills, all sorts of stuff. All there looking to suck on the titty of the government. Yes, give me money, give me subsidies, protect my business, my industry, whatever it may be. Well, the auto industry. Holman Jenkins, again, this is kind of an echo of what we've been saying for some time. Subsidizing green energy consumption. All you're doing is subsidizing more energy consumption, including fossil fuels. Do you ever think about this? There was talk about our strategy. Yeah, we made fun of the lobbyists yesterday. We're going to lose out to China with the EVs. Who cares? Who cares? You do realize that China doesn't have any oil. No, they have to import all of their oil. They have to import tons of energy into their country. So it is strategic for them to have electric vehicles. It reduces their reliance on foreign oil. So, again, if there was a military conflict with the United States, and they get blockaded, they're going to be in trouble. They're going to have issues. And again, if you're a student of history, this was some of the issues that led to the problems we had with Japan pre-World War II. Anyway, electric cars are cool. They are. They're cool. It's a consumer item. Neato. Look at that. It's pretty neat. And guess what? Yeah, but it shows some promise. However, like any other consumer item that shows promise, it should probably be left up to the consumer whether or not they are going to buy it. What we have done, what Europe has done, is basically destroy. We destroyed our own auto industry. Take away Germany. We've mentioned this for some time. Again, you better remember the German auto, Volkswagen, Mercedes, BMW, Porsche, Audi, the brands, they're barely treading water now. We talked about this several weeks ago. Volkswagen, for the first time in its history, is going to be closing plants. They did it to themselves. Their entire export economy is falling apart. And they did it to themselves. The CEO of Ford, this is from Holman's piece today. Jim Farley sees his company's survival in the United States threatened by Chinese EVs, given the tens of thousands of dollars Ford already loses on each of its government-mandated electric vehicles. The author of the German auto mess, Angela Merkel, is now reviled as an unprincipled bandwagon grabber. Aren't most politicians, quite frankly? Again, the same thing is going to hold true for Obama and Biden down the road. And again, Jenkins finally caught on to the point that we have been making here on this program for some time. You can't have it both ways. If you're telling people that they have to buy EVs to save the planet because Greta Thunberg told us so and Al Gore said so, why in the world would you be preventing Americans from saving the planet by buying cheap Chinese EVs? Think about this for a second. Think about this. Now we're being told we have to buy, can't buy into Chinese EVs because we got to protect the American auto industry. What? It's a great one here by Jenkins today. U.S. economy that spent $2 trillion plus on Afghanistan and then left billions of dollars in military equipment behind to do what? To replace the Taliban with the Taliban. That's coming for me. Yeah, well, you know, I guess we're going to have to bail out the automakers again. It's coming, but I don't know if, again, Germany is going to be able to do that. And you think about all of the cheerleaders in the media, these so-called journalists out there. Oh, yeah, EVs are the solution. They're the solution to all of our climate problems. Right. If that was the case, how come global emissions continue to go up? How is that the case? It doesn't make any sense. Again, they've lost all credibility when it comes to this. Again, we talked about the NOAA and them tinkering with the numbers to continue to push this agenda. This is one, again, from the get-go, has been one of the biggest scams, financial crimes in the history. It's the biggest financial crime in the history of the world. History, it's not even close, has been this big, fat, stupid climate grift. WatchDog on WallStreet.com.